I had 24 and a half years in the Army. I was a Mustang. I had 10 years enlisted and 14 commissioned. I wouldn't trade the 10 years as an enlisted person for anything in the world. In fact, I think every officer should serve 1 or 2 years as an enlisted person, and then they would find out what the whole world's all about as far as being able to lead your men or women or whatever it might be. When you tell them that, hey, I know how you feel, well, you can't be honest with them if you haven't served as an enlisted person. But I had a great career, good, both sides of the fence. Well, that's something I don't really like to talk about because it brings back old memories. But it was a great privilege and an honor to serve with the men that in Bravo Troop, 1st Squadron, 1st Armored Cav. We had a great bunch of troopers. David Staley, who was the troop commander, and I got along very well. I was the executive officer for him. And our 3 platoon leaders, we had Raymond McCoy, and we had Bill Wheeler, and then Jim Lindsay, and then, of course, all our NCOs are great, our platoon sergeants. Every man in the unit was fantastic. And it was a 9-hour battle, and it was something that I'll never forget. The troopers did a superb job. We worked as a team, we worked together, and I have nothing but the fondest memories of their personal actions, the way they conducted themselves under the firefight. And as far as myself, I was just with them, I was part of the team. We had a job to do, and we did it. Like I said, Lieutenant Wheeler and Lindsay and McCoy, he was John Barvetto, who passed on now, did a fantastic job. He was killed later on. David Staley was killed also. He died. He wasn't killed in the action, but he was wounded. But it was just a great experience to be able to serve with these great men. And I wear this wonderful medal in honor of every man and woman that ever served this country and those that are serving today. The values that are embodied in this great medal, I go out to talk to the kids in the schools, and we tell them about the courage and sacrifice and selflessness, responsible citizenship, patriotism, and then integrity. And those values take place whether you're in uniform or out of uniform. Everyday life and civilian life, you see firemen and police officers, young men and women put their lives on the line every day. So not only are those values embodied in this great medal applied to military people, but also civilians. And we want them to understand that the price of freedom was so great that they don't earn it yet. They haven't earned it yet. They got to live up to it. The men and women that fought and died for this great country are the people that can say, hey, I know what freedom is because I fought for it. So we want these young men and women today to understand the price of freedom and what the men and women did in the past and what they're doing today. Tremendous sacrifice. And we want them to stand up and be accounted for if they're called upon. A couple of years ago, I was at the Reagan Library, and I was at Royal High School talking to the kids there, and this one young man, I forget his name right now, but I noticed him up in the bleachers, and we're talking about 1,500 kids. So I told him, I said, hey, come on down here, because I can't hear you way up there. So the guy stood up and walked down, and he said, sir, he says, I just want to thank you for what you did for this great country of ours. And so I said, well, I'll tell you what, buddy, give me a hug. And he did. And so then I was talking to the teacher afterwards, and she said, God bless you. And I said, why? And she said, that young man has a terrible life. He's been in 3 or 4 foster homes. He gets looked down on in school. And he's kind of introverted. And you just brought something out in him that I haven't seen all year. So when I got home, I wrote the young man a nice letter and sent him an American flag. And I said, you are going to be somebody. Stay the course. Believe in yourself. Believe in God and your country. And you're going to be something. Well, he graduated #1 in the high school. That made me feel good. And I get those experiences all the time.